Welcome back to the Indecisive Collector. My name is Nancy, and it's Monday, so you all know what that means. Anra's here, because I'm doing a review. Today's review is on a Paper Pro product. I do have two Paper Pro products available that I am going to be reviewing, and this is the first one. It is a hole punch, if you couldn't tell by the very different way it looks from a normal hole punch. Oh gosh, please don't punch hoes. They're just doing what they want. No, a hole punch. Um, it looked interesting to me when I was at the store. It really caught my attention. It was a bright colored product, and I love really bright neonish colored products. I think they're really cool looking, especially when it's stationery or like office supplies. I found this at my local grocery store. It was $2.47, I believe, and it had this really cool opening where you could open and close it to see how easy it was to do so. It did only take one finger to do that through the plastic like you see there. It didn't take too much effort. I felt that it was a decent price compared to the normal kind that you would find. If you would like to pause it right now and read the back, that's up to you, so you can read all about what it says on the back, which is kind of interesting because it talks about how it's very light to use and it's very easy to use. And I agree that it's a lot easier than some hole punches to use, because I grew up around the time where hole punches were those big clanky metal ones that could pinch your finger and like tear skin off if you weren't careful. Yes, I was that clumsy. And today I am going to be testing it out on different kinds of paper. It does say it can make a hole through 10 sheets of paper, but I'm not sure what kind of paper it means. To me, it can mean any paper. But I'm trying it on 3 different papers, which you'll be seeing in a little bit. Just from looks alone and from playing with it while it's still in the box, I feel like it's really nice seeming. And I like that it has the pincher, the part that makes the hole. It's covered by plastic, so kids can't really hurt themselves with it the way I guess I used to, because I was a dumb child. I thought that was really great. It was not too hard to take out of the package. If you have scissors available, I cut a hole through where you could just slip it out. You don't have to cut around the entire package, but it doesn't really matter because you're going to throw it away anyways. Unless you can make something super awesome and crafty with it. More power to you. So what I was doing here was I was checking to see how it felt weight-wise, and it didn't feel very heavy. It felt a lot lighter than those metal clanky ones that you get at school, I guess. It did have this little compartment where you could take the where when you punch the hole and then the paper goes in there. You know how like the metal ones have it on the mouth part where you pinch the thing? It actually has it in the handle, the compartment where the trash falls, so it can hold a lot more of the paper that you are punching through, I guess. Hole punching through. It doesn't take a lot of effort to close. With the metal ones, I have very weak hands, and so I struggle to close it. So right there that I was able to close it and open it rapidly like that was very fun for me. As you see, I'm going to be using 4 different kinds of paper here. I'm going to be using Georgia Pacific paper. I'm going to be using the cardstock one. I'm going to be using the multi-purpose, a piece of construction paper, and normal line paper. A lot of you who just need hole punches for school or something like that might just be using it on line paper. It did feel really comfortable when I was using it on line paper. It didn't feel like I had to struggle very much to get the hole. I could have easily, excuse me, just dying, no big deal. I could have easily just used 2 fingers, but I'm so clumsy, it probably would have slipped out of my hand. As you can see, that's the furthest the hole will go, is the one that's more inward, and I feel like that's pretty far in. I like the amount of space that it gives you to work with, and all of the little papers do fall into that compartment in the handle, which I thought was great because you could hole punch a whole bunch, a whole bunch of papers at one time if you are a teacher or someone who works in an office. For $2.47, I don't feel like that was a very bad deal at all. I feel like this product is something that if you do use a hole punch often and your hand starts to hurt from how stiff it is to keep hole punching, then this product might be great for people like me with arthritis as well, because I have arthritis and my hands start to hurt. Like right now, my left hand is totally killing me, and if I had to hole punch papers with my left hand, that would be so great. The only problem I did have was this little latch that you see here. When I wasn't paying attention, because it clips onto a small indent on the other side of the handle, but it doesn't have one to hold it on the side that it's on. So when I was hole punching rapidly, as you'll see later with the other papers that I had in hand, it does get a bit difficult for me because when I'm hole punching rapidly, it swings off onto the other handle and closes it while I'm not meaning to. And as you can see there, I demonstrated that my finger can't really get in there. To be fair, I have an adult-sized finger, but I think even a child's finger would be able to do it because the slit in between the opening for the mouth is very, very thin. Like, just pretty much enough for paper. But back to what I was saying, that's the only problem I really had with this kind of product was the handle, the little metal part, the latch. The latch kept basically swinging onto the handle and making me stop, and I, for some reason, thought it was stuck. But with construction paper, this also glides very easily. To be fair, I used very flimsy construction paper. It was very generic grocery store construction paper, but it didn't snag, which I've had happen to me in the past with construction paper and hole punches, because it's made of, I don't know what construction paper is made of, I have to look that up, but I have had snagging happen, and as you can see here, I was having that problem again, and there's my kitten, where it just kept snagging on there. And I did feel safe that she was there, and I wasn't afraid that she might get hurt at all with the hole punch, because not even her tail would be able to fit in between the mouth pieces of this. That's how thin this is. So it is animal proof from what I can see so far, and I'm pretty sure it's childproof because I've worked with children. Their fingers are not like super paper thin. So I feel like this is a good product to have while crafting at home as well. This is the Georgia Pacific multi-purpose paper. It's basically regular computer paper, and Georgia Pacific is the brand that I've gotten because it's inexpensive. Sorry about that time skip. My kitten was starting to be very silly and I had to go put her somewhere else. But like I was saying, this is the multi-purpose paper. There was no snag time at all whatsoever while I was hole punching. I was able to do it quickly. Usually with slightly thicker paper, it's very hard to hole punch, especially when you're using those old clanky metal ones. They tend to snag and catch a lot, which I used to hate so much. Or if you wouldn't do it hard enough, they would tear the paper. This has been really good. It does say it can hole punch through about 10 sheets at a time. Like I was saying, I don't know how many sheets of what kind of paper, if it means just regular line paper, because easily through 10 sheets of line paper, from what I was experimenting with, it felt like that could have easily done the job. This is the premium cardstock that I was telling you all about. It's very thick paper. It's paper that you could basically make greeting cards out of, and even maybe business cards. That's how thick this paper is. And this easily hole punched through. The only reason it snagged was just because of the latch, like I was saying earlier. But besides that, it's not like an actual hole punch that's metal, that snags, that pinches, any of that stuff. Especially since I've pinched my hand as well, just pushing down on the metal ones. And to me, they're a little dangerous. If you have a child that's very into crafting, you could get them a hole punch like this, and I'm pretty sure that they would be just fine with it. I do like this for classroom stuff, for office things, for people with arthritis who do work with these types of items. I am going to fold this paper to see if it can still hole punch. I do fold it a few more times because this hole punch is supposedly easy to manage with with up to 10 sheets of paper, but this is the cardstock grade paper. So I wanted to see how much I could fold this paper and easily hole punch until it's done, or not done, but before it feels like it might break or not do the hole punch. I did have to use my entire hand for this one, as you saw earlier. I only used like 3 fingers all together to hole punch this specific paper. But the more I fold it, obviously I got to get a better grip on it, and it does have a grip on the actual handle where it's a little rubber piece. I did fold this over many times, and for this to pinch and punch through this thick of paper folded that many times, I feel like it did a really great job. But if you all want to check it out for yourselves, I did find it for under $3 at my local grocery store. I'm pretty sure you can find it at any Walmart or Walgreens, probably even Amazon. I do feel like this is a really good purchase for people of all ages to use, especially people who can't grip the metal hole punchers. Sorry about that. Who can't grip the metal hole punchers as easily as other people. This is the perfect hole punch for them. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate that you checked this video out. If you want to see more videos like this, or if there's something you would like for me to review, please let me know in the comments below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and I'll see you all later. Bye!